We are going to see a nasty, nasty battle because I think that the Pac-12 and the Big 12 both think they're the big brother in this situation. And when that happens, a fight is destined to occur. What is up, everybody? It is Jake with Master of Football back at it again. Happy Tuesday. Thank you so much for being here. If you want to be up to date on all things EA college football, subscribe to this channel right now. I also do some pro football videos, some college football videos, and some Madden videos as well. Remember, please like, share, comment, subscribe, do all that stuff. Hit the red subscribe button. Do it right now. Hit the like button too. I really appreciate all the engagement everybody does so much. But without further ado, let's get into the video. All right, guys, I did a video yesterday on some jersey options for EA college football. I want them to kind of go into. There's been, again, scant amount of news. We're coming up. We're less than a year. We're less than 51 weeks away. Again, yesterday was 51 weeks away from the release. It's supposedly going to be the second Tuesday in July of 2023, so it should be a July 11th. However, today's video is going to be on college football because we got a report late last night, and again, right now for me, but late last night for you guys right now, because this is going to be posted in the morning, that is going between the Big 12 and the Pac-12 and their negotiations and where they are at. Let's get into that tweet right now. Boom, from Twitter, 7:34 p.m., July 18th, 2022. Sources: Big 12, Pac-12 won't partner as talks among the two conferences officially end. The two sides had at least 3 lengthy Zoom calls to explore options within the last 2 weeks. No strong revenue driver emerged. More details here. Let's get into that right now. So in that story, it talks about a partnership between the Big 12 and Pac-12, which had been discussed extensively for the past 2 weeks, have officially ended. Sources told ESPN they are no longer interested in exploring the partnership, sources say. A Big 12 source said that the deal didn't work out for a conference for a multitude of reasons, which included the fact that any potential deal wouldn't have driven much revenue for the league. It just didn't work, the source said. There have been at least 3 Zoom calls between top league officials in the Big 12 and Pac-12 and other calls between other factions of the league, including legal, to discuss different options. The extent of the conversations had not been previously reported. So again, right now it's falling apart. That whole situation is not going to come to fruition though. However, there's many different things in this story that I want to kind of touch on because they feed into a couple different directions we're going to go from here. There's many different paths we can take. Let's continue on though. So it says right here that a Pac-12 source briefed on the conversation said that the Big 12 had expressed interest on Friday in possibly exploring a full merger. The Big 12 source said of the 3 options laid out by the Pac-12. Remember here, this is just a guess by me, they had 3 lengthy Zoom calls. They discussed the 3 different options here: pooling rights, a scheduling concept, or fully combining the leagues. The only scenario that could have potentially driven value because of the sheer number of schools and population areas was a full merger of the leagues. Pac-12 source indicated that the Big 12 was interested in that option. A Big 12 source said the Big 12 needed more time to explore that option further, which it did over the weekend, and decided not to explore any other options further. The Pac-12 source said that the Pac-12 was skeptical of a full merger because the league's media rights expire at different times. A Big 12 source countered that the Pac-12 had expressed ways it could work around that. Okay, so remember, and again, repeat them right there, is going between source to source to source. So you can tell by the way that these sources are reporting this information as to who thinks they have the upper hand. And again, right now, it looks like the Big 12 backed away from this deal, but the Pac-12 saying, oh, this wouldn't have worked. And then the Big 12 says, no, that would have worked. Basically, what's happening right now is they're jockeying for position as to see who can appear stronger. In my personal opinion right now, dude, it's 50-50 as to which league's going to survive, which league's not. I do think that the Big 12, because of geography, they can pull from multiple different spots. They can survive a pillaging from the other side more. If the Pac-12 gets pulled, I don't think the Pac-12, I don't think the Cal and Stanford and Washington State and Oregon State are willing to join the Mountain West. I think they would do their own thing. So I think that they have, the Big 12 has leverage in that respect, but you can definitely tell by the way this report is kind of revealing information here that you can see that both sides are trying to appear strong. Oh, well, we backed away because of that. Why would you back away because of that? That wasn't a big deal. Again, I'm telling you, it's going to get nasty in the next couple weeks here. Let's check this out. Because the Big 12 media rights can't be negotiated until 2024, the Pac-12 schools have no motivation to join the Big 12, the Pac-12 source says. The Pac-12 has announced they are staying together and are in the middle of media rights negotiations. Those media rights negotiations are between Fox and between ESPN. It looks like Fox is backing away to concentrate on the Big 10, so ESPN might be their only option. Maybe CBS. Again, we'll continue on here to see what they have to say. The Pac-12's expiring contract and few options to generate revenue continue to perpetuate the notion that the Pac-12 is the most vulnerable of the Power 5 leagues. And again, any Big 12 fan last year is laughing in their boots because they were the league that was going to get pillaged. But now it looks like it's the Pac-12, with the Big 10 nabbing two of the league's top priorities and cutting the potential value of the upcoming television contract significantly. The reality of the Pac-12 needing to fight off potential poachers could emerge. And again, you see here the fact that Brett Yormark coming over here from the Nets, he's a forward-thinking businessman. He's a mover and a shaker. But again, he's going up against George Kliavkoff. George Kliavkoff has been really, really silent right now. I remember reading a report that said, "Oh, George is kicking butt out there," but we really haven't seen a lot. I do think that, again, how much of this is actually like that Oregon and Washington are able to prop up the Pac-12? How much of this is the fact that the Big 12 is kind of galvanized because they've already been through this? They're kind of battle tested. I don't really know what's going on there, but we've got a lot of stuff that's going to fall from the situation. I also think, and again, you're seeing this war right now. Big 12, Pac-12, you're seeing this. So as an example, we have Stuart Mandel, who's a West Coast guy. He's through and through a West Coast guy. He says the Pac-12 is the league more recently rated, but it still has the two most valuable brands in either league, Oregon and Washington. He's talking between the Pac-12 and the Big 12. A TV rights deal coming up a year sooner, and the ability to provide 10:30 Eastern Standard Times games every week. Not to mention not clear to me why the Big 12 thinks it's better off on its own. And then my boy John Kurtz, I actually really like John Kurtz. He says Oregon and Washington aren't committing to anything. The Pac-12 just got rocked by the Big 12 is suddenly pretty stable. The new Big 12 covers 3 time zones, with the BYU moving to play their 8:30 Mountain Time home games. And oh, by the way, the Big 12 is much better on the field right now. So again, I have predicted it before. I had a video on this previously. There is going to be a battle between the Pac-12 and the Big 12. They've decided there's no peace option. There's no merger option. It's going to be pillaging. Do the four corner schools, Utah, Colorado, Arizona State, do they come over? Don't know. But again, who knows? Maybe Kansas and Iowa State or Texas Tech or something like that get pulled over by the Pac-12. I don't know, but I do know that, man, this is crazy to think about this. So you see, this is a big factor here. So what's going on right now with the Pac-12 is they are actually in the process of negotiating for their new deal. The last day of that 30-day exclusive rights window is August 5th. So I think Fox is backing away. ESPN is in there, and then CBS could jump in after that August 5th deadline. But more than likely what's happening here is the rest of the schools under the leadership of George Kliavkoff are like, what actually adds value to our league? What adds, more importantly, what adds stability to our league? Do we add Kansas and Iowa State and maybe get a little bit of Iowa City, a little bit of Kansas City? Do we get Kansas State too? Do we add Texas Tech? Do we add Oklahoma State? Get some of that Oklahoma market? What do you do there? There's a lot of different questions there as to what they want, but I do know that the Big 12 are having already been through this. They're kind of galvanized. They're kind of together. But again, also apparently, the Pac-12 is galvanized. So the Pac-12 members galvanized as sizing up of TV rights value unfolds. So we come down here and check this out. The fact that, this is a huge, huge loss. So the conference went from 12 members to 10. The pie is being split with fewer entities. So the actual estimated distribution went from 41 to 30. That's only a 28% hit only, around quotations. But I wonder if that $11 million gap can be closed with some new and creative ideas. Maybe some new teams, some new markets, something like that. But right now, the Pac-12, the only advantage that they have right now is that they are able to go to market and be like, hey, television providers, what do you actually want? What would add value? Do we go and get Texas and bring it over? Do we go and get, Kansas? Do we go and get Iowa State? Do we just try and get a bunch of teams? But that's the only advantage that they have, is almost the element of surprise. I do think, though, that the unity of the Big 12 is a little bit better, because you saw that Oregon and Washington are already trying to find their way out. Stanford could possibly go to the Big 10. There's a bunch of different questions there. So that's where we're at right now. So that's what the situation is right now. What do you guys think is going to happen right now? Because the Pac-12 and Big 12 are headed for a collision course. And I don't necessarily know if the Pac-12 can reach out to Big 12 schools or the Big 12 can reach out to Pac-12 schools. I do know those Four Corner schools, and there was the report that they reached out, and then apparently that was laughable. And I'm telling you right now, we are going to see a nasty, nasty battle, because I think that the Pac-12 and the Big 12 both think they're the big brother in this situation. And when that happens, a fight is destined to occur. And my question to you guys is, who do you think is going to win that fight? Get in those comments right now. Let me know who is going to win the fight. Pac-12, Big 12, let me know. All right, guys, that's it. Thank you so much for being here. Remember, like, share, comment, subscribe, do all that stuff. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Do all that stuff. I will see you guys tomorrow. I am out.